Hey, what's up, everybody? Hit that subscribe button, grab a seat, and welcome to our 7th episode of DreKo Music TV, where you can watch all of the latest interviews and more from the Mississippi Gulf Coast, hottest emerging independent artists. Hosted today by me, Leela Moore. DreKo Music TV aims to shed light on all of the hardest working independent music artists. All right, now we have today Geekster The SuperNerd, all the way from Belzoni, Mississippi. Now, tell us where Belzoni, Mississippi is.
Belzoni, Mississippi is in the Delta, so in the same area as Jackson, a little bit.
Okay,
So
okay. That's a long drive.
Almost what, 4 or 5 hours?
Well, wow. Thank you for being a guest on DreKo Music TV. We do appreciate you for driving all this way. Now, how did you find us? How did you find DreKo Music Production?
This was last year. I was actually following some people, some local artists, well, generally some artists in Mississippi, and I came across you all. I reached out to you all, and I think one of you all asked to be able to hear some of my music, and I sent you a track that I had from my first mixtape.
Okay.
And after that, I was invited to come to the New Year's.
The New Year's Eve event we had.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, now let's get it. Let's get into these interview questions. Now, how long have you been making music?
I've been making music. You mean, as we say, as far as writing or actually recording? And
like, what age were you when you first got a real interest into just doing music?
I was 14 when it first happened.
14 years old. Okay. Now, what or who inspired you to start doing music?
Boosie was.
Lil Boosie? All right. Shout out Lil Boosie. All right. And how would you describe the music that you created? What genre would you put it in?
Now, that's a difficult one. I would say it had to be alternative.
Alternative hip hop?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
okay. All right. Now, what's your creative process? Like, whenever you sit down to do a song and you got your paper and pen, where does your lyrical content come from?
Well, I think that's where my brand comes from, here.
Okay.
Also, a future label.
Okay. What's that? Nerd music. All right, you guys, you see that? And can that be Google? Can somebody just Google that and pick you up?
Absolutely.
Okay.
It's a carefully organized acronym. It means never expecting regular days makes you seek inspiration creatively.
Okay.
So, I guess because I've been doing it for so long, I'm easily inspired to write music. But and it makes the writing process easier because I've gotten to the habit of writing more like projects instead of singles.
Okay.
So I will come up with a topic. I will also come up with different factors that involve that topic and make songs out of them.
Wow.
And after that, it's just a matter of finding a beat that goes with it, memorizing the flow, and just recording them.
Okay, that's awesome. That is awesome. That's a deep creative process that you got going. You take your time when you do that.
Yes, ma'am.
That's
Yes,
good.
ma'am.
That's very good. Now, my next question is, who would you most like to collaborate with? An artist-wise in the music industry, they could be dead or alive. Who would be that artist that you would say, I'd do a collaboration with that person?
I would have to definitely say Common. I would have to say him.
Yeah, that's what I said when I first heard your music. I said, you sound a lot like Common. Okay. Now, if you could open a show for any artist, who would it be and why?
It would have to be Boosie because that's how my whole journey started. And I think that's something that I'm actually working hard towards, being in a position to where everything I learned from his music, I can be able to incorporate into my career. So I can be able to be in a position to perform for him and just showing, hey, I was listening. So because I listened to you, I'm here to be able to open up for you.
Okay, well, you might as well tell him that right now then. If you got one thing to say to Lil Boosie right now, what would it be? He's listening.
I appreciate your music. I appreciate you as a person. I was in a real dark place when I heard you for the first time, and honestly, not to just sound crazy, but I probably wouldn't be alive right now if it weren't for you. So, thank you for everything.
Yes, shout out, Boosie.
Yeah.
All right. Now, what is one message that you would give to your fans?
Be unapologetically true to who you are and what you stand for. I mean, that's really what my whole brand stands for.
Right.
You know, never go against the grain. Never.
That's right.
Under no circumstances.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay. All right. Now, what would you be doing right now if it wasn't for your music career? If you wasn't doing music, what do you think you'd be doing?
Shoot, the same thing I'm doing. I always do. Shoot, on my PlayStation 4, looking for games to buy, cheat codes and mods.
Okay. Now you're gonna have to give some info to these gamers because we got a lot of gamers watching. What's your favorite game?
Oh, I'm a Capcom baby. So I would say right now, Street Fighter V, the Champion Edition.
Wow, I didn't even know they had a new Street Fighter. I remember when it came
They're about to have a 6 is coming out next year, I think.
Is it like updated? Really?
It is.
Wow.
It's, a lot of good stuff has been going on in that franchise.
Okay. Sweet. Now, where have you performed? What is your favorite and least favorite venue? And do you have any upcoming shows?
Well, so far I've only performed on 4 different occasions at the Hood Auditorium.
Mm-hmm.
I performed, I would say 3 times in my hometown when they came down here. But I also performed in Isola, which is maybe a 10-minute drive from my hometown.
What's the name of it?
Isola.
I've never heard of that. Look, you way from the Delta, and I'm like, it's a lot of places I haven't heard of in Mississippi, and it's a lot of places I have, but some of these places is like, whoa, I didn't even know that was in Mississippi.
Oh yeah.
So what's that town like?
I would say it's in the same position as Belzoni. It's individuals that are also doing music that are really just trying to shine light on it. Artists like GDL Got Better Bass. He was my classmate. He's also been a major influence. All Hail Skinny, who was also GDL's cousin.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay. Now, upcoming shows. I know you want to do some more upcoming shows. Would you be interested in doing any upcoming shows here?
Oh,
The
absolutely.
Gold Coast area, because right now, like I said, it's major down here right now. With the music industry, it's gonna be the next city to just put Mississippi back in the spotlight, which is we always in the spotlight in Mississippi. You know,
Absolutely.
A lot of people don't know that Mississippi is the birthplace of American music.
Blues.
Right, it started all here, and it's all coming back to here. All right. Now, another question:
Yes, sir.
how do you feel about the internet in the way that it's impacted the music industry? Do you feel it helped the music industry or it hurt it, or it's kind of like you're equal?
I won't say it's equal, but it most definitely has many pros and many cons. The pros is that a lot of artists are able to give an in-depth look into their music or their music life, as well as some even will go as far as to show their personal life.
Right.
But the con with that situation is that they run out. And situations to where all of these relationship scandals are going on and things like that.
You're right.
It's good, but at the same time, too much of something can always be bad.
Yeah, I think that too. Honestly, with the internet, it's basically putting you on the spotlight. I mean, it's got good to that,
Absolutely.
but then there are some people that put their life in jeopardy just for putting too much out there.
The same way.
If that makes sense.
No, because I think that's one of the ways PNB Rock got killed, because he was at a spot that prepared chicken and waffles, and
Wow.
the speculation behind it is insane. They're saying the woman he was with set him up by putting his location, but it's
I mean, if you are in the music industry, emerging or indie, people can just look you up and they can find out where you're going to be. And they may say, well, hey, I heard Geekster the Nerd is going to be in Jackson or whatever. And then you might have an enemy for whatever reason that these people, want to make you their enemy. And they show up there and then it's like, whoa.
Absolutely.
Usually how it is, though. Wow.
I agree. Wow.
Yeah. So those are some pros and cons of the music industry. Now, my next question: what is your favorite song that you like to perform? One of your favorite songs?
I would definitely have to say, oh wow. I had to say Dragon Tiger Dance from my EP Art of Fighting.
Okay. I got a question.
Yes, ma'am.
About your song, No Trust in Man. What is the meaning behind that song?
Oh, that you snuck up on me with that one. When I was doing the Death Star EP, I also, with me, I've also been a man of science, but I've also been a man of God, and I've always believed and known for a fact that when you put trust in man, they'll always fail you. The blind leading the blind.
Right. Yeah.
That's right.
And that, I also wanted to make that song to also express why it is I don't vote for the sheriff or deputy or mayor, governor, president, because even though, right now they're running the show, like I answer to a higher power, and I always will.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Definitely.
Most definitely. All right, then I can understand that. So I know that you are a man who understands that God is in control. Because at the end of the day, we all got one Father.
Absolutely.
One Creator. And a lot of people don't understand that concept until it's too late. But, they don't have to wait till they're on their deathbed. They need to know it, right now.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right, now, the whole Death Star mixtape.
Okay.
Now, I see that you said you wrote that based off of some things that was going on with the presidential election.
Oh,
now,
yes.
I got to ask.
Yes, ma'am.
What is it with Donald Trump that you said Trump is a chump?
Oh, wow.
You knew I was going to ask you that.
Oh, I like this interview already. Now, for those that don't know and haven't heard the mixtape yet, during the situation, this was inspired by Donald Trump's presidential term, but I also wanted to, with me, amongst alternative rap, I'm also doing nerdcore hip hop.
Okay.
So I wanted to speak politics, but from a Star Wars perspective, and
Okay.
I actually wanted to do that song, but I didn't want to just go in and not have any facts. So
Yeah.
I'm watching the news, I'm seeing all the stuff he was doing, all the stuff he's saying, and I'm like, wow. And the thing that really just let me know that he really wasn't for the smoke is that it was a situation to where he was supposed to be drafted for the Vietnam War,
Yeah, I heard
but
about
yet
that.
he flaked out. But yet the Republicans and the people that I guess they really don't know the truth, or they do, they just want a Republican to be president that badly. They gave this man a Purple Heart, and I'm like, are you serious?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then the whole situation to where Qasem Soleimani got killed, like, I'm not gonna lie, like it made my heart beat, because I was my mind was screaming, it's about to be 9/11 all over again.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because I've noticed, and it could just be me, anytime a Republican is in office, we're either facing warfare or we're on the verge of it. But the reason why is because it's one principle the Republican Party displays. They believe in having a strong military. And
Yeah.
with normal people, it's cool to believe you have something, but when you believe you have something, you also feel the need to put it on display or to showcase it. But the Republican Party has displayed their military might in the worst ways possible, and we catch all the backlash for it. Or most
So you mean like the Democrats?
Oh, exactly.
I understand what you're saying,
Yes,
but
ma'am.
let's just be hypothetical, right?
Okay, absolutely.
So Trump is basically taking on a lot of heat for all Republicans, right? So let's just put Trump in his box
Sure.
and then separate it from other people, because we're I don't say I'm a Democrat or a Republican.
You're neutral.
I just want to vote
Yeah.
for somebody who's want to get in and make good changes.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? One thing I did like about Donald Trump is he wanted to help, the infrastructure of the United States. That's why he said make America great. But a lot of people don't know the things that he was fighting for behind the scenes. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of things that people want to change. They want to change the original Constitution of the United States. They want to do away with the old laws. They want to basically say, hey, let's take a look at this and redo some stuff. Okay, they want to start with our rights. You know what I'm saying? It's like right now in America, you can do pretty much anything that you want to do. In most countries, like I don't want to say, but China, I'm just using them for an example. You don't have the freedom of speech. You don't have the freedom of religion. You don't have those freedoms that we get with those 10 Bill of Rights. You know what I'm saying? And
Absolutely.
you take one of those away, just one, and then the rest is going to fall with it. So now you're going to be under some, dictatorship where, hey, I can't say this, or I'm going to go to jail, or I can't do this, or they're going to blacklist me. Yeah. So he was kind of bringing all that to light. You know what I'm saying? You got to understand, like sometimes when presidents or leaders are in there and they are trying to do something behind the scenes, no one's going to like them.
Exactly.
You got to remember that now. A lot of presidents got in there, Kennedy, Abraham Lincoln, a lot of things that they did, people did not like. And that's why so many people didn't like them. People only liked them after they was assassinated.
Yep.
You know, if you got to think about that. So I understand. I just wanted, another opinion of another person.
Absolutely.
Because a lot of people didn't really understand what was going on. But politics, it's a battlefield.
It is.
To be a politician, it's just.
And I didn't understand the meaning of politics at first until I have to say maybe 11th grade, and I decided to just research it myself.
Yeah.
And basically it's where people, representatives of this country, they have a discussion about all the issues that are going on, foreign and domestic, but they also have a serious debate about which of those issues need the utmost attention first.
Yep.
That's where the bumping of heads coming in.
But see, the thing is, our state representatives, like the ones who represent the whole state, you got the state representative. That's their job to get with the community leaders. Okay.
Absolutely.
And then they come to them and say, hey, it's a problem in the community. Like right now, it's a problem in our community. I'm gonna just say that if you look at the African American community, there's a problem there. There's a lot of young African American men. They're killing themselves every day, going to jail every single day. I mean, 12 and 13-year-old young boys. Where does that problem start? How does it fix? But no one's talking about that.
Exactly.
Everybody's talking about everything else but that. So, maybe music is something that could change that.
I do, and I feel like, and I'm not trying to be braggadocious, I feel if there are maybe 10 or 20 more people that was making the.
That's right.
Like in mainstream, it would be a lot different because.
That's right.
Because I think when it comes to issues like this, it's nothing more frustrating than people trying to ignore the elephant in the room.
Yes.
That's so frustrating.
Yes. Yeah. And if you notice, a lot of music now, it promotes a lot of violence. A lot of but no one mentions that though. But I remember a while back when music was promoting, a lot of morality, a lot of good things,
and raising awareness about different situations.
That's right. That's right. Your music is very interesting. Yeah, I'm gonna just say that. That's why I say I kind of put you in the category of common. Yeah. If you're familiar with how his concept is.
Oh yeah, because when I first heard his music, I think it was during the album B, where I think Kanye West produced that whole album. I fell in love with it, and it was.
That's the old Kanye West.
Oh yeah, he was a savage. And what I liked about it that I noticed is that even though he did use profanity, it was at a below minimum. Yeah. And I was like, this is the goal I'm trying to reach. Yeah. So when around that time, I had to been finish high school when I heard it. So I decided I'm going to write 16 bars with absolutely no cussing every day for a whole year.
That's awesome.
And by the time I did it, I can say, honestly, I say maybe within like 6 or 7 months, I had it down packed by one to go the whole year to just be on the safe side. Yeah.
Wow. Now imagine if every musician did that, because musicians, celebrities, influencers all have powers. Okay, they have a way of persuading the public. Anybody who hears. So if you use that in a good light, are you going to spread his goodness?
Yes, ma'am, I agree.
That's right. Okay, all right. Moving along. We're going to get out of politics because I know a lot of people, they get under pressure when they start talking about politics.
Absolutely.
Now, my next question is, what is the best advice that you yourself have ever been given?
I think the one thing about it is never fold under any kind of pressure.
That's right.
And I took that to heart because I would say before I even started listening to hip hop, really, I can say that I always knew what I was. I just didn't understood what it meant and everything that came with it because I just knew the ostracism, the stereotyping that came with it. So it was easy to just think, well, maybe if I act more like these people, maybe they'll leave me alone.
Wow, you one of the first artists to actually admit that.
Wow.
Because a lot of people don't really want to tell somebody that. They say, well, I was just doing, this is how I thought it's supposed to be. And that's pretty much messed up a lot of things in the music industry.
It really has.
You know what I'm saying? It's taking the heart and the love out of the creation of music. And that's why so many people talk about violence and stuff like that. Music is not supposed to be that. So that's very, very good. That's very good. All right. Now, next question. Now, if you could change anything about the music industry, if the ball was in your court and you had the ability to change some stuff, what would you change about it?
I would want things to be how they were when hip hop first started, to where you got signed and you were given an opportunity because you could actually rap, not because you're famous on social media or because you're funny, but because you have genuine lyrical content and you have something to say. Like during that time, and we wouldn't have had Missy Elliott, we wouldn't have had Genuine, we wouldn't have had Master P, we wouldn't have had Scarface or any of these other artists. Because during that time, they really wanted artists that really
talent.
Exactly.
Real talent.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think that's a kind of social media now. You don't really have to have talent. You just have to get views. You know what I'm saying? It could be somebody that's not talented, that's just doing anything to get attention, and they get views.
I'm gonna tell you,
it's crazy.
DreKo is a big influence.
That's one of his artists.
I heard his first album, I think, to Come Up, and he said, "I'm looking at these fake A&Rs."
Yep.
He said, and then I even listened to this boy. This boy is a genius. You're insane.
Yeah.
Right.
And I'm like, and it's so true because the A&Rs, people that are really supposed to scout, scout out talent, they're scouting everything except you. You can rap, but if you don't have at least 100,000 followers on Instagram, they'll close the door on you.
Yep, and that is exactly what's going on right now. We was just talking about that, how, because it basically is a music industry executive. That's what we are, okay? But we're a different type. We scout talent, okay? We look for people who want to change what's going on. Everybody doing the same stuff right now. Yeah. Everybody is pretty much doing the same stuff. Like, we want some new inspirational talent. Like, not that stuff that just because people got 1 million followers don't mean anything.
Exactly.
They got people that probably got 2 followers and they more talented than the people that with the 1 million followers. Exactly. So you are absolutely right. That was the job of the A&Rs, to actually scout real talent.
I got the flow down pat. I'm looking at these fake A&Rs like you a lame, that boy a genius, and you ain't even listen, boy, you insane.
Right.
I know I get it.
Right. Shout out to DreKo. Right. Okay. Now, my next question, and we got to wrap this up.
Okay.
Now, what is next for you? What is next for Geekster The SuperNerd?
I'm working on my very first album, and it's called Innocent But Living Guilty. I have 2 cousins that are wrongfully incarcerated for murders that happened that they were not responsible for. So what I like about it is that it's actually talking about how it is, and they were minors when this happened. They both were like 16 or 17 and tried as adults. They're both 22 now. They're around the same age.
Wow.
But I want to discuss how it is, the justice system. It's not so much as the justice system lets us down, but they have their picks and choose of who they fight for. And they don't always fight for the minority unless it's a bag involved. So I wanna speak on that. I wanna speak on the contradictions that also come.
Ooh, that's gonna be a juicy album.
It is, and so far I've done 2 songs.
Okay, give us some info. Names of those 2 songs.
The name of those 2 songs is called, the first one's called Colors and Credit.
Okay.
And the second one is called Slugs and Potatoes, which I actually did a music video for 2 weeks ago. It's doing numbers, and it's been getting some good traction because when they heard the name, they really just thought that's what I was really talking about. But I wanted to talk about how it is when you're in a bad situation or you're jammed up. That's the moment everybody wants to put in their 2 cents. Oh, I knew he was going to get locked up. I knew he was no good. They'll wait for that, and they'll put all this salt on you in the hopes that they can,
destroy you.
Absolutely, destroy you and then eat you alive. So I talked about in that album, in that song. So yeah, and the best part about it is that I'm doing the old school, meaning that 10 tracks.
Okay.
All of them are going to have 3 verses and 16 bars each.
Yeah.
Wow, that's gonna be some hot.
Yeah, I know.
All right, now, where can we expect to find this?
On all streaming platforms.
All streaming platforms. All right. All right, you heard that, guys. If you want to find any more information or more music about Geekster The SuperNerd, it's on all major streaming platforms. Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube Music, everywhere. Just Google Geekster The SuperNerd. That's GeeksterTheSuperNerd. I just want to say, if you want to give a shout out to your family, friends, and team behind the scenes.
Shout out to Villainous Beats. He's going to be producing the whole album. Shout out to Created by DNA. He produced Death Star, all of that. Most of Artifying EP and most of Final Fight, the mixtape. Shout out to the other nerdcore hip hop artists I'm cool with: Crazy 8 the Great, Hieroglyphics, aka Swell Real, The Illest Gamer, and Game Notes.
You heard that? All right, then. We want to thank you for taking this opportunity to be a guest on DreKo Music TV. And we want to thank all of our listeners and watchers for watching this week's episode interview with Geekster The SuperNerd. Please stay tuned for next week's episode interview with another indie or emerging music artist. Now, we want to also ask if you yourself would like to be on our show, to just Google us at DreKo Music Productions, and you will pull us up. Click on that website link and submit your chance to be a guest on our show. Thanks again for watching. Please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Leave us a comment in the comment section and tell us what you thought about today's show. We want to give a special thanks to all of our supporters and our friends, Vinny Beats, Track Team Entertainment Company, Shot by J Cook, City Baby Pro Publishing, and all those who support DreKo Music Productions and DreKo Music TV. Thank you so much, and we are out. All right, now tell the viewers and listeners who just hosted the hottest independent music artist interview on the Mississippi Gulf Coast.
DreKo Music TV and DreKo Music Productions.
All right.